A very good afternoon and welcome to your favorite football show with me, your host Mohamed Abubakar, where we talk all matters football. Now it's been an exciting week again of football and we have lots to talk about. But today's show is a little bit special because remember we always talk about the football matches, the action, all the action that happens on the pitch, the goals, the celebrations, but we've always been forgetting one aspect of the game, and that is the officiating aspect of the game. And today we have a special guest with us who will be talking to us about officiating and also the state of officiating in the country, Kenya, that is. Before we proceed, remember you can ask your questions. The hashtag is Soccer360. Social media handles will appear at the bottom of your screen. Before I introduce her, I'd like you to take a look at this video before we talk to her.
Nobody becomes a referee to be loved. We do it because we love the game. As a woman, people are waiting for me to make a mistake. By making the right decision, the players and fans respect me. I also know how it feels to lose, because I lost my husband in an accident. When he died, everyone had an opinion of what I should do. Sometimes we pass through hard times to make us believe in ourselves. I had to show my children that anything is possible. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, the rest will follow. I am Tabitha Wambui. I am made of black.
A very nice introduction there to my guest for today, Tabitha Wambui. Karibu sana kwa studio zetu, Tabitha.
Asante, asante.
We are very honored to have you here to grace our studios, Soccer360. We'd like to quickly now start engaging with you. And of course, you can also ask your questions. The hashtag is Soccer360. Remember, social media handles at the bottom of your screen. Tabitha, we know your passion for football, but my question, first of all, is why refereeing?
I wanted to push myself to the wall and see how much I can do, because I wanted to challenge myself. Yeah, and I thought being in football, that is where football is considered to be a man game. So I wanted to see how far I can go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that you officiated your first KPL match in 2009. You used to officiate before that, back from 2004.
Yeah.
But your first KPL match, 2009, Stony Sugar against the mighty Gor Mahia.
Yes,
how did that feel? First of all, talk us through that professional journey before that first match and how it felt for you.
I started, as you have said, in 2004. That is the time I went to class. Then I progressed to, you start from class 3, then you go to class 2, then to class 1. That is when you can officiate Premier League, Kenya Premier League. So we go to from one stage to different stages before you become an elite referee. I think when I was growing up, I'm a single child. I don't have a brother or a sister. I used to live with my uncles. Also, the time they were playing football, I wanted to do what they were doing.
Yeah.
And that is how I started
Your love.
yeah, loving football. And then this Renan Bombo Botela, the way he used to
describe
the game. You can feel it's like he was crying. That is where the passion came from.
Oh, you felt that passion and took it from there.
Yeah.
We'd like to again ask your highs and lows, or rather through your journey, the challenges you faced.
As a woman in football, you know there are so many challenges. First, before the crowds and the players believe that you can do the right thing, so you have to prove to them. Then there's this, I'm a mother of 2. I have 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl. And you know
all about keeping a house in order.
In order. They want to experience things that maybe they are new to them.
Yeah.
And then commanding 22 men in the field of play. It's not that easy, but yeah, I think I know how to balance them. I know how to, the time for family and time for my football career.
I'll take you back a little bit when you're talking about the different classes you have to go to.
Yeah.
What do you need to have for you to even be taken into that process of being molded into a referee?
First of all, you should be educated. Then you should have the passion, because it's not everyone who can go in the field of play and officiate. So you have to go through physical endurance test. Then you have to go for technical and technical part of it, because you have to know the rules of the game before you become a referee. Yeah.
And then again, you mentioned that you're a mother. You deal with you're dealing with 2 teenagers, and also 22 men.
22 men
On a field. But then there's a lot of work that goes behind that. How do you keep that balance between motherhood and officiating games? And I know there's a lot of work that goes into being an official in terms of, like, how does your day go from morning to evening?
I think I have to plan my day early. I train at around 5 in the morning. That is the time I start my training. Sometimes
quite early.
Quite early, because I also have other business too.
Yeah.
So I have to plan. I train for 3 hours a day. That is for 4 days a week.
All that is physical training?
Physical training. Then one day you have to go for a gym.
Okay.
For muscle farming. Then I have to have time for my children. Although one has cleared school, the other one is in Form 3. So I have to be a mother at the same time as a referee. Yeah, so you have to plan your day. I have to train. I have to cook for them. I have to wash for them. Yeah, so
there's a lot of discipline for sure that goes into that. I would like to quickly talk about how does it feel when you're officiating a match? And we all know African fans are very passionate to the point that they can really get rowdy. Do you feel any pressure when you're officiating a match that has a lot of crowds behind your back and
for the first match, that is Gor Mahia and Sony. It was back in Awendo. You feel the magnitude of the fans from the Gor Mahia side. But the minute I stepped in the field, I forgot there were fans over there. I dealt with the 22 men. And Gor, in fact, lost the match 1-0. And I walked through from the field, no stones, and I was so happy about it.
Thank God. We'd like to talk about one of, last year that is, you were chosen to be a local ambassador of Guinness's Made of Black campaign. It's a campaign that celebrates the African spirit, especially in sports and all that. How did that feel for you to be handpicked out of the massive football fraternity in the country?
I think I was how can I explain it? I was so happy because the time they came to do the shoot, they were visiting 4 countries from Africa, and my story was picked. And I thank Guinness because I think my story will inspire other women who maybe want to go into careers which felt like men dominated the field, but I think my story will inspire other women.
You have mentioned that it's a male-dominated field.
Yeah.
What are you doing to make sure more women are taken into that system?
I think the time I started officiating, we were 2 women referees, and now we are like more than 20. Whenever I go to the field to officiate, I officiate men football, I officiate women football. Whenever I go to the field and officiate a female game and see that there's a person or a girl who can be a referee, I try to advise them the best side of the refereeing and also the best side of being a player. Because I can proudly tell you that referee is a career. You can live through football as a referee.
Definitely. Hopefully you can see more Tabithas in the future. Remember, you can ask any question you'd like to know about Tabitha's journey, professional journey that is, and also anything concerning or rather revolving around officiating for that matter. We'd like to quickly again talk about, I'm not going to let you go before we talk about the VAR, the visual assistant refereeing concept that was adopted last year. We'd like to have a look at one of the countries that recently adopted the VAR, and we had our first ever VAR goal over in England. Take a look.
Clips the ball through to Iheanacho, 2-0, and that should be it. But wait a moment, Lee Betts has the flag up again on that far side, and the VAR system will most certainly be needed by John Moss. Mike Jones in a random studio outside the stadium in West London. This is what he's looking at, the video assistant referee. He is onside. That is going to be overturned. And there is the signal. An error made. 2-0 Leicester. We
know that technology hasn't reached to our side the world, or rather the globe. But as a referee, what do you make of this concept of video assistant refereeing?
I think it will help the referees to minimize the mistakes because, as you know, we are all human beings. When I officiate and then I go and see the video, maybe the decision that I have done, I'll reverse the decision. So I think it's a good idea, although it will take a lot of time. Maybe the match is supposed to go for 90 minutes. Yeah. Now, as I go to check the video, another some seconds will be
lost.
I don't
because
know
most reactions from fans are like saying it slows down the game because everyone is enjoying the tempo. But from the officiating aspect of it, do you think it's something you would love to have? Because no one knows what goes through a referee's mind after a game, because sometimes referees do miss a call or misjudge a call. What do you guys usually do? First of all, let me ask, have you ever made a call in any game in your career that you went and watched and felt, oh,
yeah,
I missed it?
Yes.
Then what happens after that? Is there a way you can overturn? Just take us through.
As you have given a foul, and then after restart, you have realized that you have done a mistake. You can retake you can reverse your decision. But as much as the restart has started, the only thing that you can do is just write a report.
Write a report.
And to refer to that video, I think football is a controversial game. Those controversial, it's what makes football to be. So the assistant referee's video, I think it will redirect the game.
Oh, really?
So we better, and now the referee will be like, the video will be deciding the match, not the referee.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd like to also ask, what about when a play is sent off and you realize it was a mistake? Can a referee write a report for that decision to be overturned? Or it's not up to the referees?
I've given a red card and it was supposed to be a yellow card. If the restart has not taken place, I can recall the player and tell the captain of the opponent that the mistake that or the foul that was committed, it doesn't warrant a red card. So I'm reversing it to a yellow card. But because the red card has already gone up, you have to write a report. But if the restart has, the game has restarted and the player is already out of the field, you can just write a report, and then the federation of the competition organizers can reverse the red card after. Now they have read your report.
Definitely.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's Tabitha's take on the VAR concept that is going to be taken up, I'm sure, by most leagues, especially in the top leagues of Europe. That is, you also have the likes of Serie A and Bundesliga who are taking up that technology. We'd like to quickly, before we wrap up, your last words of encouragement to people who are coming into the profession and also in life in general. Just your parting shot too.
I think whatever you want to do in life, don't shy away. Don't listen to advice from other people. Because if I listen to what people used to say, football is for hooligans, I could have not been where I am.
Definitely. Yes. Own your decision, that is, when it comes to matters of officiating. Strong words there from Tabitha. Before we wrap up, there's a video I'd like to share with you again. Yeah. It involves an official over in France. Not too long ago, it was last weekend, that is, a referee by the name Tony Chaperon was suspended until further notice for kicking a football player on the field and ended up sending him off. Take a look at this bizarre video.
Another card. Diego Carlos has been sent off. Well, that's put a dampener on things for the home team as we move into 4 minutes of added time, and they still feel that they can rescue something from this game. Valdemar Kita, the president, cannot believe this decision, that he's been sent off. That is why he's stood on the toes of the referee, who sticks out his leg. And it looks like he tried to trip up the not player himself and then gets out a second yellow card. Well, that is extraordinary.